At the end of a long triple header, Formula 1 drivers faced an additional challenge last weekend as they visited a brand new circuit in Qatar. Without tons of data to analyse from previous races and limited sim data, drivers were unsure what to expect from the Losail International Circuit, but it ended up being a familiar result as Lewis Hamilton scored his 7th win of the season and cut down Max Verstappen's championship lead. But it was Fernando Alonso who completed the podium after Alpine pulled off a risky one-stop strategy to give the two-time world champion his best result since returning to Formula 1. The lack of previous running around the smooth, fast-flowing Losail track meant teams faced some big strategy curveballs. The high-speed corners meant a great amount of load was being placed through the tyres, making a one-stop strategy risky, something that would later become clear as 4 different drivers suffered tyre failures. Verstappen started 7th on the grid after he was penalised for not slowing down for yellow flags in qualifying, but fought his way back up to 2nd place within 5 laps. Hamilton was already 4 seconds clear by this point. He extended his lead through the first stint as Mercedes made its pace advantage clear, and Verstappen struggled with some front wing end plate damage picked up from one of the curbs. It meant Red Bull had to think outside of the box to stand any chance of beating Hamilton in Qatar. Verstappen was called into the pits on lap 17 for hard tyres, which was early to think about a one-stop strategy, but tyre degradation was proving much lower than expected, making it a possibility. Mercedes responded 1 lap later to cover Verstappen off, putting Hamilton on the same strategy. Hamilton told his team it was definitely way too early to stop, but got his head down and continued to build the gap to Verstappen behind. Following the lead duo, an enthralling fight for 3rd place was unfolding between their teammates, Sergio Perez and Valtteri Bottas. Both had fought their way back up the order and were trying to catch Fernando Alonso, who himself was chasing his first podium in over 7 years. Perez tried to get the undercut on Alonso by pitting early, but was dropped into traffic, meaning the Alpine driver stayed ahead after completing his first pit stop on lap 23. Bottas was going for a long stint on the mediums to try and open up a tyre delta that would set him up for a late charge, only for drama to then strike the Mercedes driver. But before we get into that, we do want to give a shout out to our sponsor for this series, Partypoker, who currently have a special sign-up offer. If you go to the link in the description and open a new account and deposit £10 or more today, Partypoker will match you on deposits up to £400 and give you £40 worth of free play. Naturally, this is only available if you are over 18 and T's and C's apply. Please be gamble aware and play responsibly. Now let's get back on track in Qatar, and we've got the first of 4 punctures to hit in the race, which arrived on lap 34 for Valtteri Bottas. The Finn lost his front left tyre without any warning, and as it was early in the lap, he had a long way to crawl back to the pits, ending his hopes of a podium. Mercedes sent him back out, but would later retire the car due to damage sustained. It sounded alarm bells for the front runners, who didn't want to risk a similar issue. Verstappen pitted on lap 41 before Hamilton came in 1 lap later, again covering his rival. Both took a set of mediums that would easily see them to the end of the race. Verstappen would later make a 3rd stop so he could set the fastest lap, getting the bonus point, meaning he is 8 points clear of Hamilton with 2 races to go. Red Bull also pitted Perez on the same lap as Verstappen. The Mexican driver immediately questioned the decision, fearing the team may have thrown away an easy podium as Alonso and Alpine tried to make a one-stop strategy work. Alonso told teammate Esteban Ocon to defend like a lion and keep Perez back, but despite his best efforts, Ocon was powerless to do so given the Red Bull's pace advantage. It meant the fight for 3rd place was set to go down to the wire. As the laps ticked down, more and more punctures occurred. Lando Norris, George Russell and Nicholas Latifi all hit trouble within 2 laps of each other, all without warning, which put Alonso on edge if he wanted to clinch that long-awaited podium after his early stop. Perez continued to cut the gap to Alonso in the closing stages, only for a late virtual safety car to stunt his charge and slow the field down for a couple of laps. It meant Alonso could hold on by 3 seconds and grab his first podium since Hungary 2014, more than 100 races ago. Pirelli has confirmed it will investigate the tyre issues in Qatar, but said that a one-stop strategy was always going to be risky due to the high loads involved around the track. But Alonso managed his tyres perfectly, clinching 3rd place and giving Alpine a big haul of points that may decide the fight for P5 in the Constructors against AlphaTauri. It also rolled back the years for the Spaniard, who is clearly enjoying life back in F1 after a couple of years away, and now Alonso also has some silverware to show for it.